Given Calgary and Edmonton in the back-to-back games there, what are you expecting from the Blackhawks tonight?
Yeah, you know what? They're a team that works hard. They've got a lot of young talent, a lot of speed. Uh, Obviously, we know they've got a ton of players out, and I think that's something you can't take for granted. But the guys that have stepped in, watching some of that Calgary game and watching some of the Edmonton game, they're coming in, they're trying to take advantage of that opportunity, and they're playing hard, and they're kind of playing free from some pressure. There's not really a lot of pressure on them, and that makes them a dangerous team. I think we look at the game we played them coming out of the Christmas break, and we got off to a great start, but Peter played unbelievable at the start of the game. They stuck around, and they found a way to grind out 2 points. So even with the rash injuries, I think we know how hard we're going to have to play to win this game, and we're looking forward to the challenge. I think every night we expect to see teams' best, and we don't expect it to be any different tonight.
At what point in the season did you start getting the feeling that you were getting all your opponents' best?
I think kind of from this stretch we've been on, when we kind of pushed ourselves towards the top, we've become one of the elite teams in the league. Through the first half of the season, I think you can expect you're going to get every team's best effort. At the same time, it's good preparation for us. We need to be ready off the start. I think we weren't super sharp against Columbus. I know we get out of the game, we win 5-0, but we're not thrilled with the execution, how we played. I think there's another level we can get to, and we expect to get there tonight.
What's the key, Adam, I guess, to making the next 41 or 42 starting tonight look as close to the first 40-41?
I think the biggest thing, and where we found a lot of success, is our defending 5-on-5. The chances we've given up, the goals we've given up. We've done a really good job of making it predictable for Helly and LB to know where the shots are coming from, making it tough to get to the middle of the ice on us, and I think that's super important. We looked at a stat. I think it was 5-on-5 scoring or something like that, but we were very similar to Columbus. I think we're 5, they're 8, something like that. But it's our bread and butter is the goals against, and our team defense, and I think that's where we've really been successful. It's defending as a 5-man unit. It's not just relying on the 2 guys on the back end and Helly to bail us out. It's the back pressure, the forechecking. We've done a really good job smothering teams this year, making it tough to come through the neutral zone with puck possession and forcing teams to dump. And we haven't spent a ton of time in our D zone when we've gotten there. So just trying to replicate that. I think we expect our special teams to improve in the second half, and I think we've started to see an uptick in both of those categories. And at the same time, we expect to maintain that level of 5-on-5. Obviously, the streak we've been on with, it's going to end at some point. You can't expect to go the rest of the year, defending every game as well as we have. But that's kind of the standard we've set, and that's our expectations.
What's the difference between this point of the year, this season, and last year, where you guys were kind of in a similar spot? Obviously, things went south. What's different about this year's group at this point of the year?
I don't know if there's one specific thing that's different. I think we've come to the rink this year just trying to get better. Looking at things in our game where we can tweak or we can improve upon from last game. I think the biggest thing is probably just the chances we give up, last year versus this year. I think, we're a much sounder defensive club, and, that just goes back to our structure, 5-on-5. That just goes back into, how we play in the D zone, how hard we're willing to work when we don't have the puck to get it back and things like that. So, I think we're kind of looking forward and, just trying to continue playing, to the best of our ability.
How does the experience of last year and that drop kind of inform this year, and looking at it and looking at the back half and coming to a realization in the room what you guys need to do or what you need to sustain?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is not that we got complacent last year, but to know that you need to continue getting better. You're going to get every team's best. Teams are going to continue improving. Usually there's kind of, as Paul used to say, there's a few different seasons. There's the one before Christmas, then there's one leading up to the All-Star break, and then kind of post-trade deadline. And so, you're looking at last year, we can take some lessons where, maybe we started to believe our own hype or things like that. But I think this year we've done a really good job of, going back, looking at the mistakes we made in the game, whether we won it or we lost it, and, trying to kind of eliminate those for the next game. Guys have worked extremely hard in practice, and, I think it shows in the games with the amount of pressure we can play with. So, like I said, we're just going to try and continue moving forward, not worry about what happened to us last year. I think, it's a different group of guys, and, we're really excited where we're at right now.
Adam, in a hockey market like this, there's always going to be armchair quarterbacks and GMs that you run into out there. How has that changed when you're out grabbing a coffee and stuff, as well as you guys are playing right now?
I would say most people are very respectful. They're just, thrilled that we're doing so well and just wishing us the best of luck. And, we really appreciate that support. I think, I ran into one guy at the grocery store, and, he says he wakes up in a better mood when we win. And so, he's been in a great mood the month of December. So it's one of those things that, being fortunate to play in a market like this, and, everyone's invested in how the team's doing and where we're sitting in the standings. Just to know that we have their support is awesome.